Okay, according to this, I am now live. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I don't have a laptop, so I am using a Google Chromebook. It has a camera and a mic, and I have no idea if you can hear me or not. I know it was getting a lot of feedback, so I put the headphones on. It was still echoing a little bit, but without it, I was getting a lot of feedback, and that was in the test broadcast that they let me do. And I practiced, you know, I see my banners aren't here. I I've got to put my banner up. I'm sorry, this is going to take me a few minutes. But since I don't think anybody's here, probably does not matter. Hold on, let's get this up. Come on, there's that. Now where's my name? How do I put my name up? I had my name on earlier. Uh, there we go. There's my name. There's my sprinting banner. Only let me have one. I've seen other people do more, but maybe that's to do with the paid StreamYard. I don't have the paid version. I don't even know if this is working. I'm not going to pay for it till I know for sure that it's working. Um, in the back, I'm sorry, I actually had to use my walker to hold the Google book because I need my computer to type on because I can't do both on here because I use Word and Google Chromebook doesn't use Word. So I am going to do this way for now. I have to figure out a different way of putting the Chromebook. If it does work, I find out it works, I'll have to find a different way of putting way of putting the Chromebook so that my walker handles aren't showing in the thing. It doesn't really matter. It's just my screen, which you don't really need to see anyhow. And this is my work. And I mean, originally I had this set completely in front of me. I have to keep it turned though, because the sun is behind me, which is causing a glare. So I had to set it over here, and I had to set it a little sideways till the sun goes down, because unfortunately it goes down the side of my building, and I'm not able to do anything about it. The shades aren't dark enough. So until that sun goes down, unfortunately, it's going to be there. They may have to do these later at night. I'm usually up later at night anyhow. And I know people throughout the country and the world are up at different times. So there may be somebody out there. And for all I know, nobody can hear me if they were here. I mean, as of right now, nobody can. Well, nobody. I think I see where I see if anybody's here. There's no comments, but I think there's a spot that shows me whether anybody's watching. So there's nobody here, and this is the first one that I've ever done, and I'm using a Chromebook, which is a little harder to use. Though I'm not used to a laptop either. I use a PC, so I've been struggling just getting this set up. And I've already talked to the live chat with a few questions on how to do this. And oh, now my thing disappeared. I had a timer up here. Where'd you go, timer? Come back. Where's the timer? I don't want to hit that. It's a stop screen. Stop screen. I had a timer up here. I mean, I can use my phone and use that as a timer if need be, but I wanted to do it with the shared screen, and it was working. But at the moment, it's not letting me. Come on. Add stream. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, timer's back. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start this. And, oh, I've got a person watching. Hey, can you hear me? Hi, Abigail, can you hear me? Because I can't tell from this end. Oh, cool, you can hear. Oh, I got people here. This is great. This is my first time, and I don't know if you caught that part, but I'm doing this on a Google Chromebook, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I can't tell from the voice whether or not it was going out. Is it real echoey? Because earlier it was echoing something fierce. Hi, Bethany. I got two of you out there now. It's great to see. This is my first time. I'm a little nervous also because this is my first time hosting one of these. Okay, well, I'm glad it's not too bad. Since you're mainly here probably for the writing sprint part, I don't have to do too much talking. But so I was just getting ready, and hopefully I won't end up losing this when I try to set the timer, because I don't think I can set it. I don't know if I can set it from here or not. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to go off here for a second. Start. Okay, it started. So we've got 15, well, a little less than 15 minutes now. So here we go. Oh, wow. Now I got to pull my thing up because I was off it doing something else. This is a problem I have. My computer is super slow, and it takes me forever to get Word or any program to change. Okay, let's see. I guess I'm supposed to mute myself, aren't I? Okay, let's see if I can don't unpermanently mute myself. Okay, I'll get that off one of these seconds here. Let me turn this thing off. Okay, great. Well, that was a little weird. I guess you get used to it after a while, but that sure was weird. I should have rebooted my computer before I started because I was having a real awful time getting it to go anywhere. And it's already a problem when it's rebooted. But anyhow, what I was doing was correcting um, simple things. I have a program that I use, could call it cheating, but it's Grammarly.com, and it tells you if you misspell words, if you mess up your commas, if you leave out words, or if you use the wrong tense. I mean, it even tells you the adverbs that you shouldn't be using. I mean, I paid for the premium version because my grammar is really bad after all these years. So that's what I was doing. Because earlier and yesterday, I sprinted almost 9 hours yesterday straight, and I just sprinted. I didn't edit, which I normally edit as I go. So I have a million misspellings and mistakes like that to fix, especially commas. I'm terrible. So that's what I was doing. So what were you guys doing? Anything interesting while we were doing that? Okay, I got it up on the screen. What I am writing is a thriller, suspense, mystery type of story. And it's got a couple people that could be the people who, I guess you call it a whodunit, kind of a psychological type thriller. So, trying to figure out who has done it. I'm trying to have more than one person. I don't want it to be super obvious who it is. And so it's based on a man who is being stalked by someone on a cell phone, and he doesn't know who she is. But in the meantime, he's also cheating on his wife with several other women. So we have a lot of characters there that could be part of the whodunit. I just never written anything this complicated before. So basically, that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to tell this story and make it long enough, because I get these ideas and I have a hard time stretching them out to novel length. So people have told me I should try just writing novellas instead, since I seem to be more on the shorter side. This is the longest one that I've come across, and I might be able to stretch it out, but I'm not sure it's going to stretch out to a full-length novel yet at this point. I am not outlining. I am a pantser. I created an outline. I spent all of June agonizing over it, and on day one, I threw it out. So the outline, I just couldn't do it. It's in my head. I don't need an outline to tell me. And when I change something, I don't want to have to change the whole outline. So that's where I am with that. Let's see. Next comment. Oh, show. I have to get better at this. Practice makes perfect, as to say. Okay, I love a good mystery. I have a novella with an element of mystery, but it's not the focus. The mystery on mine is really, I mean, obviously someone's going to die. I mean, that's the whole idea of a who done it. Somebody's going to die, but who is the culprit? And that remains to be determined. Although I have an idea in my head who's going to do it, but um, there are several people that could do it, and I love mysteries too. And psychological thrillers, I mean, they can really, mess with your head. And, I'm not sure I've even started this out right, the beginning of it, because I'm not sure, I wasn't sure. Because the main focus originally was that this person is stalking him by cell phone. And, things are happening, but he doesn't know who it is. And so I don't know. There's just so many ways I could go. And I also spent a lot of time because I've never really written a lot of long stuff. I'm a short story writer, especially flash fiction. And so I was used to writing, 100-word story with nothing in it. And now I have to realize that I need to, flesh these out. And that is something that is a little bit harder for me to do. So I started thinking about it and thinking, I better, one, check on the names, make sure they're not famous people right now, and check on names because I'm using a state. I don't want someone to say, hey, well, there's no such and such on, that town in that state. So I wanted to make sure that the names I used were completely fictitious. So that's where I am with that. Let's see. Next, I get it? All right. Bethany loves novellas. I like something shorter because sometimes my attention span won't allow me to read a long novel. It used to. I used to read 7 books a week, one every single day. Big books, But when I started writing again, my reading went way down. So novellas are nice if you want a nice shorter read with it being a little more than a short story, because sometimes a short story just doesn't have enough to it. So, I have to say that, novellas are probably a pretty good length for where I'm at right now. Let's see. Okay, Abigail. I also love mysteries, figuring out who did it and the motive behind it. I love it. The psychology is my favorite part. Yeah, that's tripping me up right now because I'm not so sure about the psychology part of this whole thing. And I've never really written anything like this. So yeah, it's tripping me up right now. I have to work at it more. I have to think about it. I have to do some more research because I don't know whether you guys know my story, but when I was 17, I was busy writing away. I was taking creative writing, and I was getting A pluses, and I got a big head, I guess you could say. And I thought, well, I'm going to send a story away, and they're going to publish it, and all this, And when I got the rejection letter, I was only 17. And at that age, you're already suffering with your self-esteem. Well, it freaked me out, and I stopped writing. And I really stopped writing for 30 years. So this is like all brand new. I've been writing now for about 11 years, and I started by posting to my blog. I created a blog, and I still have the old blog, and I have a new blog, which I created under the Tessa Dean, because I changed my name. And I have another blog, which is just my everyday life and, things like that go in there. So I'm a blogger, 11 years now. My oldest one is 11 years, which I thought it was longer than that. No, 9 years. I thought it was 11 years. I thought it was going on 12 years. But that's how long I've been really writing. And when I put it on the blog, I sat there for a long time before I pushed that button, because I was just so sure everybody was going to hate it and they were going to say something bad. And when I pushed the button and I went back a little bit later, I had followers already and people liking it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this isn't so bad after all. So I began to write again. I've written for NaNoWriMo since 2004, although some years I didn't start or end, obviously. Some years I started but didn't finish. It's just been these last few years, and camp is great because you can set your own goals. And so I could, make myself feel better by, okay, if I make this goal, I win, and, you feel a little bit better. But that 50,000 words, I did it once with this one story, but that was only because as I kept changing my mind about where I wanted to go, I didn't delete anything. I just kept writing. So eventually I had 50,000 words, though after I took out the stuff that I wasn't going to use, it was like 30-some thousand words. So, but then again, I'm not sure the exact length of a novella, but it's almost a complete story. It doesn't need a lot of work. Well, it might need a lot of work. What do I know? It's been a long time since I've written. I can't even remember grammar anymore. It's terrible. So that's where I'm at now. And so I listen to me. Well, no, I watch. I get that right. I watch you guys, all your writing videos and stuff, and others, of course. And I started with one. I happened into AuthorTube by accident. And I was looking for writing stuff on YouTube, and I don't know if you know her, but Kate Kavanaugh was the first person I came across. And she was just so real. And I could just, really relate to her. So I don't miss any of Kate's videos. And then I started branching out from, if she would mention somebody, I would follow them. And if somebody, I kept doing that, and it kept going. And each time I see a new person, I add them to my list. I have a huge list now of people I follow, including you guys. And I just keep, reading, trying to learn as much as possible, because I feel like I cheated myself out of a lot in those 30-some years I refused to write. It's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. But I was a teenager suffering self-esteem issues, and I got floored. And I know now that rejection is a normal part of writing. I'm an adult now. So, okay, I get it, Stephen King, he was my favorite author, has, all these rejections. He's not above it either, and it's like, get over yourself, just pick yourself up and keep going. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to start over. And it is like starting over, because like I said, in 30-some years, I was a grammar student. You wouldn't know it now. You really wouldn't know it, reading some of the stuff that right now that I am writing. You would not know that I was, that was my number one subject was grammar. And of course, when I took that creative writing course, which by the way was supernatural creative writing course, which I love the supernatural. So that was really great. Um, Thanks, Bethany. Yeah, it's been hard. Um, this is hard too. And I'm not young anymore. So this is all very new to me. Um, I used to be a computer genius, and now I feel like an idiot because sometimes I can't even turn a computer on. It just seems like, all those skills, once you stop using them, they go away. I used to design websites. I used to write programs, and I haven't been in the workforce for 10 years. I went out on disability, and so, like I say, I have nothing but time to spend writing, and I spend a lot of it feeling sorry for myself. And I really need to stop doing that. I need to um, get more serious about what I'm doing. And so I'm trying things that I haven't tried before without knowing what I'm doing. And I got here. And so it's nice to see that, I had two people at least show up. So I don't know whether anybody, it looks like there's one person left, so I'm not sure which one's still here. Um, if I should do go ahead and just keep sprinting for a while in case somebody else shows up. I mean, I have plenty of work to do. And, I know people do lots of things on writing sprints. I usually try to write, but I know people do different things, and sometimes it's the only time they have, and sometimes that time thing makes you work harder to work through things. So I guess I will keep on. I will start another one. If one of you still here, you haven't told me what you were working on, if you were working on anything, so I'm not sure what you're doing. But I'm going to go ahead and start another sprint, and because the more practice I get at this, the better I will be, because I'm really still very nervous and feel silly talking to myself, basically. That's what you feel like you're going to do. Okay. All right. Bethany's still here. Okay. One more and then, okay, great. That would be wonderful. Let me go ahead and start the timer. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, and go. Oh, sorry, Bethany. I forgot to mute myself. Have to get used to doing that. Well, how'd that go? Did you do anything? I just kept up with my correcting of errors for now. I am at least over 12,000 words. Actually, I've got almost 13,500 words. A lot more than I realized. I just spent a lot of time rewriting this time sentences when it is telling instead of showing, it will let me know. And that error will stay there until I write a sentence that is showing and not telling. It is really a great program. Hey, I'm glad you got in the zone. At least, feel like something got done that way. Like I said, I was rewriting I have a lot of showing, I telling instead of showing. That's another one of my issues that I'm working on. And like I said, that error will still stay there until I actually write a sentence that is showing and not telling. So it's making it easier to learn how to show and not tell. So the program's helping me. I feel it's worth the money I spend for it. So I'm glad to see you stop by, you and Abigail. I'm glad you stopped by. And I will try this again. I'll keep going for a while. I'm going to write some more anyhow. So I'll keep going. Maybe someone else will happen along. How did you find it anyhow? I wasn't sure. I didn't know how it showed up because I didn't tell anybody. Okay, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so I'm alone again. I still feel a little funny talking to myself. So I guess I will just start another sprint and see if anybody else shows up. Like I said, I'm not sure how this shows up and is advertised so that people know I'm sprinting right now. I have no idea, absolutely, what's going on. I'm still so new to all this, and I still feel funny. And I'm sure since I got used to doing videos, I can get used to doing these live sprints as well. Just takes a little patience. So anyhow, I am going to reset my timer for another 15 minutes and keep on working on my document. So let's reset. And I'm not going to mute it since I'm the only one here. Not that I'll know if anybody's here because I won't hear anything in the comments. I'll just have to check every now and then to see if somebody else showed up. So I'm going to get writing again. Well, I can see him down to the last less than 2 minutes. So I'm going to thank Bethany Votaw and Abigail Ford for showing up for my first attempt at a live writing sprint. And I hope that the next one I do, maybe I'll get a few more people. Um, so I'm just going to end it here. I went an hour and 15 minutes, 16 minutes. So I'm going to end the broadcast now. Thanks, guys, for showing up and showing some support. Bye now.